Hi, I'm Neil Sackmary.
Hi, I'm State Trooper Sean Hagstrom with the Nevada State Police Highway Patrol Division, PEIO. Please stay tuned for the next episode of Trooper Talk.
And together, we can make a difference. Here we are live at the 360 Vegas studios with this edition of Trooper Talk. We have Trooper Hagstrom here. I know you've been on the show, but please introduce yourself and tell us, what is this?
I'm Sergeant Chakowski. I'm the sergeant down in Primm, Nevada. We used to have the motor unit that recently got disbanded, but I am also a motor sergeant as well. And this is a BMW RT 1250, 2024, brand new. We just actually got them a few months ago, and this is what we're out patrolling with. So you kind of, with the disbandment of the motor unit, you'll actually see motors pretty much every day of the week, a motor unit on the urban traffic squads.
I have something to tell you that's very cool, but I'll tell you, please introduce yourself and tell us what it is that you do.
I'm Trooper Villanueva with Nevada State Police. I am the sworn recruiter for Southern Command or Region 1.
And thanks again for being here.
Absolutely.
You know? And we have that conversation with everybody who drives the ghost cars, right? Like, they don't care about the motorcycle at all, right? Like, you're driving on the road, whatever speed you're driving, and they blow past you like nobody's business, right? They don't recognize the. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a normal car that has the lights and this and that and all that type of stuff, right?
It's a smaller format, right? So and people aren't really maybe not used to. I mean, because Metro, they have around 100 motorcycles, so maybe they're used to seeing the Harley and stuff. And Henderson rides a Harley, so maybe they're used to seeing those in a different uniform. Also, like the tan unit, maybe they're used to seeing that, so they don't really they don't put two and two together regarding that. But I mean, like I said, we have the front and rear moving radar, and I had some lady coming up behind me or driver coming up behind me in the 55 zone at 90, and pass me.
Yeah,
so, but
pass
same
you.
thing. Yeah, same thing. She had originally come up behind me, hit my lights, okay, and then kind of slow her down, so because she's coming up behind me, and then she slowed down for a little bit, and then we got into the 55 construction zone, and she changed lanes and drove around me. So sometimes it just doesn't make sense.
They're not thinking, Neil. They're not thinking. She knew it was an officer, but then again, in her mind, she got so much going on that she's distracted with her own mind. She just went ahead, go. She's in that go mode, right?
I mean, the thing is that the distracted driving leads to the speed. I mean, again, maybe somebody's impaired, which is a whole different topic of conversation, right?
Sure.
But the thing is that when it comes to the distracted driving or the following too close or all these type of things, all these things can change the course of someone's life, because all that needs to have happen is that one of these people kills someone. And so, people have to understand that the troopers that are out there are there to patrol the roadways, they're there to help, and they're doing everything they can. And people, when they get into, like, you always talk about that to drive is a right.
It's a privilege.
A privilege, right?
Absolutely.
And people need to understand that when they get in, and does this have a key that you turn?
There is a key.
Okay. So you turn it on, right? So if you put your key in the ignition, see, I was so excited. If you put your key in the ignition and turn on whatever it is that you're driving, you are taking your life and everyone's life, there, and so you need to be cognizant of that. And so it's very scary, you know what I'm saying? And just to know that I figured that they would do it to a motorcycle, you know what I'm saying? But just to know that somebody pulls up to who doesn't see that? I would look here and it says NHP. We want Trooper Talk, and we want the troopers to know that we're actively going and trying everything we can, and all the pictures and everything that you're sending, it's beneficial. I don't know if it's slowing people down, but I know that every day people come into the store and they're watching the Trooper Talk. We now started doing 30-minute episodes on Channel 13. instead of the regular episodes. So now we're airing 30-minute episodes, like on the weekend. It's unfortunate. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, but maybe the people are watching and they won't drive, or you know what I'm saying. But
sure,
we have one that's coming up on Easter weekend, Saturday night at 7 p.m. We're going to be airing Trooper Talk for 30 minutes. And so we are getting the word out there as best we can, because we want you to be able to drive your motorcycle and not have to keep enduring these type of things, but unfortunately we do. So, and thanks so much for coming.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It means so much, and everybody loves it. Everybody likes it when you come, and we talk about you all the time.
Do you know what? What you do for the community, having this program, is amazing, because people don't realize all the good safety tips, the things, the camaraderie of the show ourselves.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying?
No, 100%.
But getting that message out about safety and helping the community has gone, I think it's gone a long way. And you helping with school police or whoever else is out there doing programs, people are actually watching it. I mean, when I was at, I'll tell you what, when I was at Aviation Nation, I had about 5 or 10 people come up to me and wanted to shake my hand each day that watched Trooper Talk and said how excited they were about having this aired and everything. So I was really excited to hear that, and it was a lot of positive feedback.
Even though that you do what you do, that you're still in a patrol car, you still pull people over, you still make sure that the roadways are safe, and when you're driving home and all these type of things, that you can patrol the roadways. Right. Nevada State Police can patrol the regular roads, the freeways. They can go anywhere they want because that patch says that you work for Nevada State Police, right?
Right, yeah, and it's something that I like doing too in the early mornings before I actually come to do recruiting. I'll sit at schools that are around my local neighborhood, and I'll kind of do speed enforcement in school zones. And that just kind of helps the local agencies as well. School police is they're kind of scattered, and they're not always out at the schools. So I like to help a little bit with speed enforcement, and it keeps my neighborhood safe, right? I want everybody in my neighborhood to be okay. I want the kids that are in my neighborhood that see my patrol vehicle out there helping keep the roadways safe. But yeah, a lot of people get misconstrued, and they don't understand that because it does say highway patrol that we can just do the highways. But we are state troopers. We are state police officers. Our jurisdictions are the entire state of Nevada.
You work in Primm now.
Yes.
You live in Las Vegas?
Yes, we have a 75 mile distance that we could, because there's some, throughout the state, you get up into some extremely rural areas, and so there has to be housing,
Right. No.
So that's they give you kind of a 75 mile distance.
A radius.
Yeah. And the reason I bring that up is because it's very cool. Right? Because Sergeant Clifton touched on the fact of where he lives, right? And he lives way out there, and that he's able to drive his patrol vehicle to and from work, and it's one of the benefits of the Nevada State Police, right, is that you touched on, that he gets to take his motorcycle home, right? You get to take your car home, and so when you sign on to work, you're signing on to work from there. You're not signing on to work at a station. Right?
Absolutely.
And so touch on that, and then we'll get to
the
next picture.
That's one of the greatest benefits we have is you'll get assigned your car, and that is your car. Nobody else uses it. It's your office. You can set it up the way you want. Of course, the gun racks and certain things like radar and everything has to be set up a certain way, but you can set up your mic, or the way you set up your whole areas where you want to put your bags and your equipment that you do daily for work your way, because it's your office. You hit on work from your driveway, and when you get done with work, you hit off in your driveway. Same thing, but you got to think, there's no maintenance on the vehicle that you pay for. The gas, it's all from the state. And a lot of these big metropolitan agencies, or even smaller police departments, you have to drive in every day. And I'll tell you, for instance, when I worked for a metropolitan sheriff's office before, I had to go in extra early, because I waited for certain cars to come in, because on big agencies, these cars run 24/7, and some people take care of these cars, or some of the cars are junk, and you want to make sure that you get a good car, so you'd get there early So that's an extra hour just to drive there, get ready.
I love it. I think it's fantastic. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope that people respect the fact of, not driving too close. You know what I mean? All right, we'll look right here, and we're going to wave goodbye, okay? All right, see you later.
Bye, guys.